What's your name and what did you do?
My name is John Dawson and I came fourth at the Canterbury Dawson Destiny OTS. I was playing Yubel and it was a lot of fun. I played a lot of mirrors, I played a lot of people that I knew, but let's get into the deck. So, main deck, a lot of it's pretty standard, so it's 3 Samsara, 3 Spirits, 2 Spirit, 2 Squirmer, 1 Yubel, and 1 Terra Incarnate for the monsters. This is potentially cuttable. There are combos you can play that just don't need it at all, but I like the card too much, despite the fact that it kept being in my hand so often. Just make the Phantom first action, sure. Then
So fair.
Throne. This card is broken.
Yep.
1 Pain makes the deck tick, and 1 Mature Chronicle. I know that this is not a card that a lot of people play, but it gives you lines to draw, gives you lines to shifter, and it means that you can recur copies of Phantom from Banished. You banish it off of the Aerial Eater, you use 2 tokens to bring it back, and it just means that you have your 3rd, 4th, 5th, depending on the grind game, copies of Phantom in rotation, and I like that, because Phantom is great. The Sacred Beast cards, 3 of the Continuous, 2 Beckoning, 1 Chaos Summoning Beast. You kind of have to play this in order to make this combo, but again, it's another one of those like potential bricks, but again, you just shuffle it back and you make Phantom. Engraver.
Is everything just
Blurry.
Phantom?
Everything is Phantom.
Okay.
Everything is Phantom. Phantom makes the deck go around. I'm playing 2 Tracked because a fair amount with the deck I found myself that I was opening multiples of the Fiendsmith cards and just having an extra way to dump the Engraver and get the extra light in graveyard is very useful. It also bumps with the extra deck that I'm playing up to 19 main deck starters because Tracked by itself is full combo. It does Fiend lock you, but it's better than not having the option. Then we are the Unchained cards, pretty self-explanatory, and the good one-off spells. Terraforming is just your 4th copy of Throne. 1 for 1 is kind of the worst of the starters. It gets you full combo, but it loses a lot of hand advantage, but it does the job. Main deck hand traps, we have 3 Ogre, 3 Ash, 3 Nib, 3 Bestials, 1 of each name, and then 3 Imperm. The Ogres were probably the most debatable hand trap in the main list. I was playing them alongside Veilers in the main deck in my Euros list, and I found that Veiler was kind of not doing enough. You would hit things, they'd still have bodies, they go Fiendsmith combo. Ogre gets rid of the Fiendsmith combo options by removing bodies. It is also a really good 6th card because it stops Appos. You can chain it to a Desiree, it removes Desiree from the board, and then you don't get the negate from the Desiree. So I found that it was coming up significantly more often, and considering that I played 2 Mirrors and 1 Tempai, it was much more useful than Veiler. Extra! This is a little contentious to some people, but we've got the Fiendsmith cards and the way you access it. They're pretty standard. You play all of these to make the most of your Fiendsmith engine. Then you've got the Unchained cards. The Muckraker, I know this is a spot that a lot of people are cutting to make the most of their extra deck. However, I feel that the card gives you so many extra lines, so much grind game, and it's just too worthwhile to make it so that your Lurry, normal summon, or your Tracks, or your Engravers by themselves are just full combo. It's not a card I'd want to be seen without. The generics, the SP, the Apo, they are broken, so you play them as long as Apo is still out. These cards are insane. Necrocrypt makes, with the Muckraker, all of your Bandit Fiendsmith starters full combo without any interruption being thrown at you. Desiree, the 2 Phantom. Phantom's broken. I would play more copies of it. If I get more space in my extra deck, I am throwing in Phantoms as soon as possible.
Where's Lacrimosa?
There is no Lacrimosa.
No Lacrimosa.
I do not like the card in this particular build. I find that a lot of the times when you would get to the point where you would summon Lacrima, it is not ideal to shuffle back all of the lights in your graveyard because it leaves you without the engraver. I feel like the only time that it realistically is a consideration is time conditions. But I feel that those come up significantly less if you're able to pay at a consistent pace, and I just found a time con somewhere else. We'll get to that a bit later. Lastly, we have the Xyz. Vrudress is incredible. That's another card that I think some people are choosing to potentially cut because it's not always accessible. But if you open any 2 of your 3 engine starters, you can guarantee make this. So I feel it's too powerful to cut. Then the aforementioned time card. I don't like running this, but it feels a little bit like a necessary evil. You play it because you have to. Because I keep playing cards that cost me life points. Like these ones. Judgments, I feel, were a choice considering the amount of success that Breaker Tempai got. It was just an additional layer of insulation against specifically Breakers. Your deck quite good into Breakers because the amount of omnis you're able to put up, but having an extra layer was never a bad thing. And then the sort of generic good cards, droplets, talents. This is good going first into the hand trap decks. It's good going second as a breaker into decks like Yubel. And they've performed pretty well. But the deck was solid. I was happy with it. Don't think I'd change anything immediately, but we've got a ban list coming soon, so...
So when Shavara gets banned, you change it?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna miss you, Red Dog.
Any shout-outs?
Shout-outs to, obviously, Team Burger. Thank you for doing your deck profile. Shout-outs to all of the lads that decided to randomly show up and swarm a Canterbury OTS. And a shout out to Dawson Destiny for hosting the event, and Brotherhood Games for being my lovely locals. Have fun, everyone.